Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie. I'm marketing manager here at BBD Boom, and today I'm really excited to be joined by Simon Frazer from Doctors Training to talk about their journey with HubSpot. Simon, it's great to have you here today. And before we dive in, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Doctors Training and your role there?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, and it's a pleasure to sort of join you. So obviously, my name's Simon Frazer. I'm a doctor by background. I'm a paediatric doctor, but I'm now the founder and creative director at Doctors Training, and we support doctors, their educators, and leaders in the NHS to build sustainable, rewarding careers. So it started off as a side hustle, maybe about six years ago, and we now have a big organisation with 70 trainers, and we're working with about 150 different NHS trusts to support their training. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster journey. Thank you for having me.
Oh, that's fantastic. And now I know you were already using HubSpot before you started working with BBD Boom, but what were some of the biggest challenges you were facing at the time, and how did that impact your team? What led you to work with BBD
Yeah.
Boom essentially?
So my journey started off with an Excel spreadsheet, then a slightly smarter Excel spreadsheet with automations, and then it was actually my marketing support said, "Do I need a proper CRM?" So when HubSpot, and I went rogue. I went DIY. I got somebody help me get set up properly, and it's really hard working out which product to use because there's so many different things. And I got started off, and then I built stuff, but I got to a point where I was getting stuck, and I probably built stuff badly, as your team will recognise. And I had a contact, but he wasn't very responsive to some of my challenges, and I was realising that if I want to scale the capacity and use HubSpot to its potential, I really needed some professional support. So like most people, I just Googled, and BBD Boom came up, and I then, like most people, I looked at the different reviews and how you rated, and actually I liked it, and you had a really accessible form, so you obviously know how to support people to convert those warm leads into something. And I filled that in, and one of your colleagues did a free audit, a deep dive and consultation. So I don't know if that was your sales team or whatever, but I felt the person I spoke to was really genuine, and I had the audit. And what did the audit find? It said I hadn't really coded a lot of people in the right life cycles, the right status. Just there was a lot of structural stuff to do, but maybe the way I'd set HubSpot it wasn't the optimal. So that's how my journey started.
Yeah, simplicity is really everything because once you overcomplicate it, it's difficult for everyone to work with it.
Yeah.
In terms of the actual solution, what were some of the key components that the team put in place to optimize your portal that really made a difference for you and your team?
Yeah. So we had plan A, which was these are the sort of core generic things that we do. Then actually I met with Andy and Blake, and we ended up with plan B. So what we actually agreed from the audit and what we did was different, because I use HubSpot to manage a whole huge number of bookings. Yeah, so I work with NHS Trusts and I provide training. So our product is a training event, and we'd built everything in deal. So every workshop was a deal, and we we had some stages. But what the team did, they just really looked at all the different life cycle stages. We split deals into deals and tickets, and a much more pipeline, and we actually mapped the entire customer journey, which I've been doing with my market specialist, but we actually went to automate it and manage it and move it across. And so what we actually did in the end versus what we started with felt really bespoke, and I felt the consults and the team were listening to me, were getting it. So there was a lot of backwards and forwards. And what it's done is it's allowed me to build a system that has allowed us to scale. So when we started on an Excel spreadsheet, we had 60, 70, we had another solution, and now we're up to 500 events a year.
Wow.
And that's where I got to the end of last year. But this year going forward, I've already got that number booked in the diary. And we've just had this crazy couple of weeks where we've had 300 events come in, and we've had to match up with the trainers. And our core admins. I've got a business manager and I've got some administrators who have got varying levels of technical skills. They're not techie, but we needed to have a standard process and a way of doing that. So it's allowed us to scale in a really consistent way and have quite clean data and visibility. So for me, my organization couldn't. The only way it could have scaled was employing more staff and more spreadsheets and more manual processes. But actually, we're just in that next step to take the business up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been. I'd say it's been a game changer. Actually, I don't think we could have got there, and I don't think I could have done it myself. So no, thank you for the Blake and the colleagues who supported me.
Oh, thanks for that feedback. I'll be sure to let them know of your kind words today. But now the big question is, what kind of results have you seen since implementing those solutions? Like, have there been any specific wins or improvements that stood out for you?
I think we've lost. We were struggling to re-engage our partners, our contacts. Yeah. With the old system, and we were relied very much on reactive processes. We've been a lot more systematic and a lot more proactive, engaged, and we've been able to manage the inquiries far more efficiently. And I think the results are that we've retained really high levels of customer because we've got the visibility. We know what stage that we can book them in, and so I suppose the results are is that we've already hit this year's out. So this year finishes the next week. We've already planned what we delivered this year, so I'm hoping to double our output through the business. We've still I've got a small central team of 3 staff, and that ability to automate, to standardize it, to use sequences has just made everything, and remind us so we don't drop a client. The system sort of says, okay, it's 2 weeks, please, nudge out to them, or you've sent a series of messages over a 4 weeks sequence, which for somebody who's not used CRMs and systems, it's another world. And I suppose one of the values of using the HubSpot itself has been a lot of other systems, they don't penetrate the NHS very well. You've tried some of the more cheaper as you go systems, but they just didn't seem to get through. So I like that. And I don't think I can. So I've just taken on an extension to have regular 10 hours of support, and we're doing a lot of we've only taken it so far. I think we've scratched the surface, and I think there's loads we can do over the next few years to automate. And we've also managed to do massive integration with our website. So,
Well done.
so somebody orders a product on our website, it automatically creates a deal and sends me a message, and we roll them in a sequence. So that seamless integration of the journey has been really a game changer. Really.
Definitely. Automation is king these days. Yeah. And what advice would you give to companies that were in similar situations to you, Simon, where they have like a complex or over-engineered system and they're looking for a way to simplify things?
I think step back. I think work with a partner, look at your processes, and actually having somebody from outside, you've got to try and explain your process and why you do it and interrogate. So there's a bit of the how do we technically build it, but what I got more than that was actually people understand the journey. And when you're in it and you know it, it's fine as a sole person, but actually you've got to build a system that everybody can use, and actually getting somebody from outside to come in and hold you accountable and actually suggest better ways of doing it. So it's been a real. So you don't invest the money because you will, even your time. I spent hours playing with it just because I like playing with tech, and it is pretty sophisticated stuff. And you've got I can spend 3 or 3 hours trying to work something, and somebody come along, just do that way, and it's done in 10 minutes. So yeah, get a partner, but also for the support when things don't go quite right as well, being able to troubleshoot.
Definitely. That's amazing. And when you're looking ahead into the future, like, do you have any plans to scale HubSpot even further, or any upcoming projects with BBD Boom?
Yeah, so we're just working on that visibility of the dashboards. So we've just built that in the last few weeks. And we've got quite a lot of fields in our products. So we've just upgraded to another version. And that again, just somebody to navigate all the different products and add-ons and bolt-ons and which ones work. So we're going to be able to reduce hugely the admin of the manual input stuff. But the one that I suppose one of the most exciting things I'm keen on, which is the customer portal. So for our trainers who work with us, being able to log into HubSpot and see what events you're booked for and what stage they're at, whether they're booked, confirmed. Because there's a lot of email communication between us and them. A lot of it automated. But actually, so getting the customer portal working, getting the last bit of refinement, and yeah, I'm sure we're still, and then we've been using the mailing lists and getting them working and sort of managing our newsletter, and those elements.
Such great insights today. Thank you so much, Simon. It's been fantastic hearing about your journey with HubSpot and the impact it's had on doctors' training, and even the amazing future that is in front of you. For those watching, if you are looking to get more out of HubSpot and need a partner to guide you through it, feel free to reach out to us at BBD Boom because we'd love to help you. Thanks, Simon, again for your time today. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I really appreciate the insights. I'm sure this conversation will be valuable for anyone looking to optimize their HubSpot setup.
Brilliant. Thank you. And thank you for your support.
Thank you so much.